Hi y'all, it's Blue Moon Oracle, and I am here tonight for our fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I'm going to do your full moon in Scorpio reading, and we're going to start tonight by talking about what we're manifesting since this new moon, what aspects of shadow are going to be rising to the surface, and what needs releasing, along with what intentions do we need to maybe add or adjust or set for the remainder of the lunar cycle, okay? So this full moon in Scorpio is intense. It's not a full moon we just want to go charging into all willy-nilly. We want to have some purpose and intention. And this is the perfect full moon for shadow work, because whether you like it or not, fire signs, this stuff's coming up to the surface and things are going to be needed to be dealt with. And let's find out what it is. Let's get prepared. Let's get ahead of it. And let's not let the tower rip out our foundations. Let's go in intentionally and uproot our own foundations. You know, the tower is about a paradigm shift in the way we think, perceive, and view the world that has been unhealthy, but yet foundational to how we have operated and lived in our lives. And so although it's a painful shift, right, it is ultimately for our good. The card that comes next is the Star card. That's spiritual alignment. That's just, you know, openness and vulnerability and freedom that comes in after this. But let's go intentionally and go after those foundational beliefs that have been faulty about ourselves, about others, and let's be purposeful and intentional in our shadow work, capitalizing on the energy of the moon. You know, the full moon in and of itself is about a crescendo of emotions. You know, as it's growing, it's getting bigger in size and the energy is increasing. And, you know, it's an attraction energy and it is going to bring things to us. But as those emotions build and build and build, they've got to come out somewhere. And then as we cross over into the waning, as the moon begins to get smaller, instantly releasing energy starts coming out. And it's during, like, you know, the waning moon phase and the disseminating phase that shadow is going to come up. These self-limiting beliefs are going to come up, the things that keep us from moving forward. Well, that's exactly what this full moon in Scorpio is about. Scorpio is the death card, and it is all about death and rebirth, transition, transformation, change. Okay, and I don't know about you, but I need some more of that in my life. And in our new moon in Aries reading for the collective, you know, reiterates that. Actually, it set the stage for that, because a lot of us are at crossroads in our lives. We're not sure how to move forward. They have things in us. We had self-limiting beliefs come up. We had inner critic stuff come up. We had, you know, a resistance to getting quiet coming up. And we had a lot of other things that came up that are patterns for us, that have kept us from really manifesting the life of our dreams, or fulfilling our life's purpose, or overcoming some of these hurdles that have just kind of kept us stuck in a repeat over and over and over again. And this moon is the moon to deal with those things. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with our fire signs and we're going to do all of them together. And this again is for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. You know, if you're doing this work, North Node is a great place to be. All right, so I'm gonna shuffle the deck 1 or 2 times and then get going on this reading for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius together. It's a fire sign collective reading, okay? There you guys did. You made an appearance right at the top with the High Priestess in reverse. Uh-oh. Let's see what's going on. All right, so what have my fire signs been manifesting since the beginning of this lunar cycle? Okay. And what aspects of shadow will be coming to the surface and we need to be aware of for our fire signs? And right now I'm just using, God dang it, the regular Rider-Waite. That's too many cards. Let me get that. You know what? I'll just take the 2 that fell on the floor. That feels actually kind of right. Damn it. And what needs releasing for our fire signs through this waning moon cycle after the full moon? What actions do we need to take to really just take a hold of these energies and to have life-changing, transformational, transition, change go on in us and in our lives? Brings us closer to our goals and what it is we truly want and desire and the good things that we want to come to us. So what actions do we need to take for the rest of the lunar cycle for my fire signs? Okay, So I'm going to use a dark mirror shadow deck to clarify. And it looks like, you know, where we're at here is a lot of aha moments, fire signs, a lot of breakthroughs, strikes of lightning, of clarity have come in for some of you. And I mean, overall, I think for all of you, I think all of you are just having some kind of an aha moment that's really been kind of like transitional, transformational, or at least setting the stage to prepare you for the fact that you need to do this work. Let's get some clarity from this dark mirror shadow oracle deck. Okay, what have I been Aries, Leo, and Sag been manifesting since the new moon? Is this me? And I won't cry for you, along with this ace. Some of you are really coming to terms with like who you are, and I think it's been really hard for you with this I won't cry for you. You know, we can be so disillusioned, that would be this in reverse, right? You guys got it upright, about who we are or what we've done or what motivates us or where we came from. And these are all coping skills that were necessary when they were created, okay? And now they just no longer serve us. So when these blinders come off, it can be a bit overwhelming. Is this really who I am? Is this really me? And I won't cry for you. I also feel like some of you are really not feeling your shadow / inner child / true self, whatever you want to call it. And I think there's like a lack of compassion there. It's coming up because I think you're realizing, you know, wow, this part of me has caused these problems or whatever. And that is just for some of you. Okay. And here we have the number 22. And I think there's what's happening here is some issues are coming up or being dealt with, depending on which side of this you're on, with the divine masculine and our view of masculinity. And the divine masculine has caused a lot of pain. And this pain is coming up for some of you fire signs, okay? And it's like, I won't cry for you. So past relationship hurt has been manifested and is coming to the surface for those of you that are dealing with the divine masculine. And you can be feminine, you can be non-binary, you can be a woman, identifies as a woman or identifies as a man, and you're having these issues with the masculine come to the surface. We've got number 22. And so how we view the masculine in us is going to affect how we treat the feminine within us. And the feminine is where that nurturing and love and compassion and kindness and creativity flows from. And so if we have this toxic view of masculinity, it's going to affect how we feel about ourselves. Kind of feeding into that, is that really you? And I won't cry for you. But again, I also feel like this has to do with past relationship hurts and dealing with those feelings. Those are coming up. Some things have been manifested there. And I think I'm going to do one more card. I feel like I'm leaving somebody out. We're having all these aha moments about these things in our lives. And good work. Good work. Revenge has come up in reverse, the number 23. These are two feminine cards. So some of you, I think there's a couple things here. For some of you, I really feel like fire signs that some self-loathing has come to the surface. And I think this has to do with some anger and some issues with the feminine, the divine feminine, just the feminine, and what it means to be feminine, what it means to, you know, what your view of women, for those of you who don't identify as women, what it means to you, to what femininity is. And I think that there's just so much pain there, that there's this anger, and she's got, you know, these kind of broken wings and these two swords, you know, ready for battle. But I think you're letting go of a desire for, you know, revenge in a lot of these cases for some of you. And I think it's because you're realizing that some of these issues are kind of internal, and you put your swords down. And this is a waning moon. This is about release. So this card has some lunar aspects to it. And this is a waning crescent. And so this does have some aspects of release here. And I think what's happening is we're releasing, some of you are actually doing this work and are releasing some of these ideas of self-punishment and anger towards mothers, grandmothers, aunts, the women in her lives who have harmed us. And I feel like there's the desire for, you know, revenge and anger is starting to be released. And I think that's a really good thing. Okay, so one aspect of shadow is coming to the surface. We've got the Four of Pentacles in reverse, fire signs, and we have got the Chariot, which is a Cancer card, okay? And I'm pretty positive this is a Taurus card, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, of course that is way out of my way. The Four of Pentacles is, that's a Capricorn card. Okay. And we're in reverse. So I feel like there's the part of you that has been resisting moving forward or has been stopping you. So this card here is all about a couple of things. So the Chariot, again, is a major arcana card. So this is an archetypal theme of your life. This is a part of you that's coming to the surface that has been blocking you from like literally fulfilling your life's purpose and the integration of self, because that's ultimately what this card's about, is, you know, the integration of self here, connection with something outside of ourselves here. This is about, you know, tons of self-confidence, knowing who I am, knowing my life's purpose, and being able to drive forward through willpower and determination. This here is known as the Miserly King. He's not the King of Pentacles by any means. I mean, he's just kind of disheveled. His shoes already been friggin' matched. He's just obsessed with this. No regard to what's going on behind him, or even how he looks for that matter. So I think this is a part of you that has, you know, resisted the change is going to be coming to the surface. But I feel like this part of you is starting to open up. This is the part that is like root chakra stuff. So this is a part of you that, you know, longs for safety and security. And for some of you, that has manifested in, you know, being controlling with your finances, or, you know, really frivolous spending, or it has been, you know, throwing yourself into work and neglecting the relationships around you and your other responsibilities, because you've been trying to find your sense of self in these activities, your financial status, your titles at work. You know, this person's really guarded too, and settled. This person is settled to be the Miserly King. Just a measly Four of Pentacles. Settled, and has, you know, lost the drive and desire to move forward. Well, the part of you that wants to move forward is coming forward. Okay, the part of you that wants to come out. So the aspect of shadow that we're dealing with is somebody who is like, I am comfortable in my misery. I am comfortable here because actually what's out there is way more scary than what I'm dealing with here. And this part is the part that is resistant to change. And I think this comes from, for some of you, it will be not having things when you were younger. Food, clothing, you know, a nice place to stay, you know, or having parents that, you know, were maybe you had to go without. And I think that part of you is coming up here. And then a part of you who feels like they're not good enough for all the success that comes with this Chariot is also going to be rising to the surface. But I'm going to get some oracle cards here, okay? What parts of shadow are coming to the surface for our fire signs? Now, this card ultimately too is about releasing some of those things, releasing control. And I think I see that happening here. This is called Calling the Storm. And this is about the waning gibbous moon. And it is about release. And we have issues here. We have the 3 show up. And the 0. And this is also about, for some of you, this has been a struggle with connecting. We have religious stuff that's going to come out. I think so. Religious stuff that's been blocking you from being able to move forward. You know, those kinds of issues are going to come to the surface. You know how I said that as a part of you is like, no, we're recovering. Yeah, that part of you is going to be like, fucking bring it. You know, because our aspects of shadow don't have to be destructive. They can be like good parts of us that we have repressed. You know, I mean, you know, this aspect of you that wants to go forward and be successful and connect outside of yourself with the divine, you know, this aspect of self could be repressed because, you know, protecting you from getting attention or for failure or those kinds of things. And, You've been building your confidence up, and you've been working on self, and you've been having great ideas, and you've been moving forward, and you know, not being able to move forward completely. And so what you have done is you have been doing affirmations, some of you, and you've been building up that sense of self, and that part of you that's like, let's fucking do this. Let's move forward. We're going to get control. We're going to get willpower, and we're going to move forward. I really feel that coming, because this part of you that has been blocking you, this Four of Pentacles, is up in reverse for some of you. Let's see if there's anything else here. I feel the need to just take them off the deck this time. Queen of My World, number 24. What is the feminine and the masculine coming together? Red, root chakra issues. This is the full moon card. It's a full moon card. Some of you will be dealing with your issues with femininity. You know, how do you really view women or the feminine? When you really think about it, how were you told to think about it? How was the feminine, you know, treated in your home of origin, in your family? What messages were you receiving? And I think those things are going to be coming to the surface and need to be dealt with. All right, and so what needs releasing for my fire signs? We have got the Seven of Wands and the King of Swords, and they're both in reverse. Crossroads, number 7. It's time to move forward and drop the defensiveness and the fighting and the resisting and thinking that someone is out to get you constantly. I mean, yes, people have fucked you over in the past, but you have been doing this work, you have been changing, you've been growing, and you know, not everybody is a threat, okay? And when we're focused on, you know, who is a threat or what they're saying about us, what they're, you know, what they think of us, I mean, we can't move forward because we're busy trying to fight things off, and we're putting off this decision that needs to be made at this crossroads. Where do we go next? Okay, so what needs to be released, I think, is this defensiveness and resisting the growth that's coming, and that has been coming. And this King of Swords in reverse. Some of you have some really passive-aggressive tendencies. You know, I think that some of you have some tendency to be cold when you're angry around you. And those things, you know, how you handle anger, how you handle success, how you handle, you know, being busy at work, what parts of your personality come out. You know, these are also views on the masculinity for some of you. What needs releasing is, you know, this idea that the masculine is cruel and controlling and authoritative and manipulative, and that they're all narcissistic, because they're not. And this part of you, of masculinity is living in you. And, you know, you may not do this to people outside of you. Some of you, you're doing this to yourself. How do you talk to yourself when you mess up? When you don't do what you're supposed to be doing? What are the thoughts and feelings you have about yourself? Fire signs. The resistance to transformation, you know, it's coming. It's coming anyway. Some of you have some very intuitive gifts, and you have not been using them. You've been resisting them. You know, some of you have been this person, and you have regrets about being this abusive, kind of cold, controlling, angry person. Cruel words. And this is called gilded regret, and I'm thinking of the Five of Cups. And what needs to be released is these, you know, these feelings you have about yourself, too. Okay, and the regret that you feel, because we do the best that we can with the tools that we have. So I feel like some of you are needing to let go of your view of yourself, the punishing, the self-punishing, self-critical things here, and the internal, you know, struggles where you are, you know, focusing on just the things that you've done wrong in your life, or the choices that you're not proud of. We have to let that go. We have to move on. You did the best that you could, man. Girls, guys, them. You did the best that you could with the tools that you had. It's time to forgive yourself. And let's see what else there is. What needs releasing? Already did that. What intentions we need to set? Oh shit, I just did that totally wrong. Intentions we need to set. Letting go of the past. Dealing with these feelings as they come up. Watching the way we talk and communicate to other people. I'm so sorry. I'm like fucking still going on what needs releasing. How do we fight? Seven of Swords. How do we fight? What happens when we get passionate? You know, I think we need to be taking a look at how we handle our anger. And that should be an intention that we pay attention to. And that some of it is tied to some past regrets. But we can move forward. We can do this changing. What the hell is that card doing in here? Anything else as far as setting intentions? Oh, wait, that is releasing. Son of a bitch. Okay, now we're going on to setting intentions. Going to set intentions. Got the Wheel of Fortune. So I think a couple of things are coming up here for setting intentions. Number one is that luck is on your side and you need to believe that, okay? So affirmations about, you know, luck and the wheel turning in your favor, okay? And also I think it's about learning to be centered no matter what's going on around us. So making that time now to spend in meditation, journaling, whatever it is that you do to get in touch with self. I know it doesn't count. I mean, I guess it can count when you're driving, but like really how in tune can you get with yourself when you're fucking driving home? Do you want to crash? So really taking that extra time to get balanced. Some of you, I think you need to you're thinking about taking some courses on some of this stuff. And I think that's a good idea. And then also I feel like the learning in here may have to do with getting into therapy. I'm learning from someone, you know. This is a halfway point. So this is fantastic. You know, this is a new beginning with the divine. It's guiding us. And I'm going to see what else we have here for setting intentions. I mean, we got the Sense the Devil card here. So we're going to be looking at where we find ourselves obsessing and patterns of behavior that are destructive that we can't seem to quit. And I think we need to look at what behaviors are unhealthy in our lives and begin the process of releasing those. And this is the time to do it with this moon as we get through this full moon, okay? And we've got Sacrifice, number 7, and we've got Blinded to Pain. These are all in the waning moon category. So they're all about releasing. Sometime we're going to have to make some sacrifices. Some of you are going to have to make some sacrifices now in the short term. Make decisions that are uncomfortable, that you've been putting off that you don't want to make. But in the long term, it's going to be what's needed and beneficial. I think some of you before need to look also about how you've been sacrificing yourself at the, you know, for others. That looks like work, in your friendships, in your relationships, in the family. Like, where are you sacrificing yourself? You know, it's all about balance. We got to look at these relationships that we have, and we got to try to be balanced. You know, giving to ourselves as much as we give away. Are we giving to others as much as we give to ourselves? And I feel like that's going to be critical here. And this is number 7. It's about being on a fact-finding mission. So you're literally going to sit down. You're going to literally sit down with a piece of paper, and you're going to analyze the relationships in your life and what that give and take looks like for some of you. And for some of you, you know, this is this 15 card came up as masquerade, and we're going to like just fucking shed. We just got to shed this. We just got to shed the bullshit. We just got to fucking shed it. Like, if you're here and you're showing up for this work, you got fucking issues too. You got work to do. You know, we can't compare the life and the trauma that we had with somebody else and think, oh, well, they had it so much worse. They got so much more work to do. No, we really don't. Trauma is relative. Pain is relative. And I mean, you know, when I've done healing work, people who have to face the kind of trauma that I did, where there was abuse in infancy, or people who had dads that yelled at them, and that's all that happened, are just as afraid to face their shadow as the person like me who had to deal with such horrible violence in infancy. It's real. It's trauma. It's real. Keep your eye on yourself. Keep your eye on yourself. This is about staying centered and focused, no matter what's going on around you. Not being distracted by the things around you or the people around you. I feel like for some of you, fire signs, boy, you are quick to take other person's inventories. You know what? In fact, when you do that, why don't you realize that you're projecting? And the things that you don't like about people and that you notice about people are really a reflection of some shit about you. That's a good way to do some shadow work. Sorry, my cards are calling you out. Can't help it. It's what's happening. And we're going to shed the masquerade. This fucking mask that we have on. This mask that we have on. And we're not going to be afraid, because your true self is amazing. You are amazing. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of joy. You are worthy of happiness. You are worthy of forgiveness. You are worthy of freedom and liberation. You are fucking amazing. And there's no need to have that mask on. There's no need to be busy fucking, you know, criticizing other people, judging other people, being all up in their shit. You got enough shit to be in your own circle about with you. And you fucking deserve it. You deserve it. So I think for some of you, the focus is going to be like setting intentions to like focus on yourself only. When you find yourself having the drift off into judging other people or why did they make that decision, you know, like basically where you're inventorying other people, to stop and think, okay, wait a minute, what is this saying about me? I need to be looking at myself. And then blinded to pain. Here is number 13. That's this death card. Scorpio. Scorpio. You know, where are we blinded to our pain? And I think that some of us need to make a conscious choice with these intentions to go in and find that pain, whatever that looks like for you. And again, I recommend therapy if you're not in therapy, because, you know, who the hell knows what's coming? I didn't know some of this shit was gonna come as surface for me, and I was in therapy. And we're gonna open up ourselves to that. This is all releasing energy, all fucking releasing energy. And when these feelings come up, we're not gonna shove them down. I like that these, I think they're bees, are all on our chest, because that's where those feelings are gonna come up from. And then right here is the thymus chakra, where trauma and pain is stored from this life and then ancestral. And it's stuck here for some of you. We're not gonna ignore that anymore. We're not gonna ignore it anymore. I don't know if I'm taught you any of this, but to get this stuff activated and going, a DNA activation that you can use to release this stuff if you're stuck is simple tapping. Like this is a keyboard. And it's literally a DNA activation that my guide showed me to trigger a remembrance. Okay, on how to heal, how to let go. It's going to activate the lessons you learned in past lives and the memories that you have from past lives where maybe you got a little further, you know, this time, and the codes that are in your DNA to be a healer, to heal yourself. Not that you are called to be a fucking healer, but to heal yourself and to release the pain that's in here and allow it to come up, because it's got to come through here. We have to talk about it, sing about it, do something. We have to express it, and we need to get it out of here. This is stuff you've worked on, and you brought it up into the heart chakra, and it's done its processing, but now it's just kind of sitting here stuck. You may have lymphatic issues. You may have tender spots under here. If you start smacking around here, you may find a spot that's like, damn, that hurts. Shoulder pain. You know, shoulder pain. You might have some tender spots right here, right here. I mean, that are like painful when you hit it. Okay. We're gonna tap and do that a couple times a day until you feel little tinglies. Well, once you feel little tinglies, you're gonna wanna keep going on, but you may not feel them at first. And you'll know the DNA activation working is when you get the tinglies, and then you wanna tap between the sternum. That's for divine knowledge. This is for wisdom and understanding. Whew. You feel kind of this like, woo, when you actually get it. And this is just like downloads, activation. This is all activation here. We're activating our memory and our DNA and how to connect outside of ourselves. Okay, so if you're having some issues and you're blinded to things and you're stuck, that's really gonna help you. If you're not, you know, it's gonna help you anyway. Help you go to the next level. And then for the others, you're gonna look at, in your relationships, where's the balance of give and take? Where are we sacrificing? Where are we defensive? Where are we, what else came up here? Where do our views of the feminine come into play, and how are they affecting us? You know, how do we release this part of us that wants to connect, that wants to move forward, that inner light in this Chariot? Number 7 again. I think that's going to come down to reviewing relationships in our lives. How do we relate with other people? Sometimes it's so hard to look at ourselves. It's easier to then, how about you just review the way you relate to other people? And that's going to give you an indication of how you relate to yourself. How do you judge other people? How do you give to other people? How do you take from other people? How do you act when you're angry? I mean, all of those things in this fact-finding mission over here in this 7, the sacrifice, you can turn that around to you. This is also a 7. And then you'll be able to see sides of yourself that you haven't been able to see before. Okay? Fact-finding mission, analyzing self and relationships, to the feminine, to the masculine. You're going to know where you belong with that, okay? And then a message from Spirit for my fire signs. I'm going to do one for Aries, and then Leo, and then Sagittarius. Everyone their kind of own little message from Spirit, okay? And I'm going to use this new deck. It's like this Everyday Crystal, I think it's called. I love it. But I also feel like crystals can really help. I know that was the one thing I have to admit, that like when I got into this work, I'm like, yeah, crystals are a crock of shit. No bullshit, they're real. You see, I'm covered in them right now. They're real. They work. They serve their purpose. And once you open up to that realm, you'll be able to really feel their effects and their vibrations. It's pretty cool. All right, can I have a message from Spirit for Aries, please? Ah, it's too much. Too much. 1 or 2 cards, please, for Aries. Excuse me. All right, Aries. We got blue lace agate, find your calm. Find it ironic that we're talking about calling in the storm. And then also part of the intentions is being able to stay centered no matter what's going on around us. So that is blue lace agate. Find your calm. And that's going to be up here in these areas, thymus, throat chakra as well. And then labradorite, see the magic all around you. This is, you know, think about the magician. The magician is about, you know, what do I want to create? Everything that I need is within me, and I can create anything by sheer, you know, want, desire. It's magic, alchemy, okay? And so labradorite, and also some things about labradorite, that's a great healing stone. I just got this new labradorite ring right here. I love it. Labradorite is great for healing, psychic abilities, protection, clearing your aura and energies, and I think all around, especially for shadow work, fucking labradorite's an amazing stone to have, so if you get rich and have that. All right, and so for Leo, can I have a message from Spirit for Leo? What crystals they're gonna need for the rest of this? Celestite. Celestite, I actually have some right here. Here's my celestite. It's kind of broken 3 times into 3 smaller pieces. So for celestite, it says, soothe your soul. Also, what this is saying to you is it's calling your angels, because celestite is a way for us to communicate with the angelic realm. And I don't mean angels like in the Bible. I mean, they're probably from another dimension, another place. I don't know where the hell they're from, but what we know is angels, okay? Higher self, guides, all those things. This is gonna help with it. Soothe your soul. Soothe your soul. Soothe your soul. This tapping is gonna help with the soothing of the soul. And then opening you up to the realm outside of you. You know, nothing's scary. It's not fucking scary, okay? It's great. It's fantastic. This tapping is really going to help soothe the soul. When you have anxiety, tap, okay? And then trust your hands where they go when you want to tap. And if you want to learn more about the tapping that my spirit guides and my angels and my ancestors have taught me to help with releasing complex trauma and getting the activations that we need to be able to move forward and to heal neural pathways, you know, reach out to me and I'd be happy to talk to you about it. Again, so celestite for Leo. And then we have Sagittarius. Oh yeah, also call on your angels. Call on your angels, call on your angels. Get a celestite and manifest. You know, get those angels there. And then for Sagittarius, we have rhodochrosite. Remember your worth. You know, and I think I saw somewhere in the cards that some of you were having issue with, maybe that was another reading I did. I thought it was someone was having some issue with, you know, who they were as a person and not being happy with what they were seeing. Oh yeah, gilded regret right here. So Sagittarius, looks like that's you. And this is about remembering your worth. So as you are looking at your life, as you're looking at these things, and you're looking at, you know, areas that you didn't maybe make the best decisions, or but you wish you could go back and change things. Remember your worth. You did the best that you had with the tools that you had available to you at the time. Okay? And these colors here, yellow. Pink is about healing, joy, harmony. And, you know, this is more of a coral, so I'm thinking soul sacral chakra here as well. And then this yellow is solar plexus. So we want to focus on those chakras as well. Okay, so looking up affirmations, yoga poses, wearing these damn colors, lighting candles for these things. You know, I'm going to probably be putting out some things on divination that you can do through this waning moon process that help, you know, because divination, magic was a part of and is a part of my healing journey through complex PTSD. Okay, so joy, harmony, pink, healing. This yellow is solar plexus. And I'm also getting sacral chakra from this. And again, the crystal for Sagittarius is rhodochrosite. Remember your worth. All right, fire signs. As you work to free and liberate yourself, you help to liberate me and the collective. You know why? Because as you get into new territory and you push further than you've ever pushed before, you open up portals of healing for others to come behind you and make it that much easier for them to step into that place of healing. You know, I was told I wasn't supposed to make it here in this lifetime, where I have, you know, gotten to in my healing journey. And they said it wasn't for lack of trying. It's because we do try, those of us with complex trauma. It's that people aren't equipped to help us. Not angels, angels are, not doctors, not therapists, to a degree, and not even healers in the general public, you know, energy healers, because there are some unique issues with us, those of us who were, you know, chronically abused during the developmental stages of who we are as a person. Okay, so but because I was able to push through here, they told me that you know, just my act of doing that alone opened up a portal and opened up an energy flow that is now accessible to the collective to do the same thing and to go even further. So please continue to do your work, because as you free and liberate yourself, fire signs, you do the same for me and the collective. We need each other. We are connected energetically in all that we do. So let's focus on raising the vibration through affirmations. You can review the video to see what affirmations are. And remember, Sagittarius, your worth, you know, Leo, soothe your soul, reach out to angels, and work on that throat chakra. And then Aries, you got blue lace agate, find your calm, get centered. This would be a great meditation stone for you. And then labradorite, which I think all of you probably should go with labradorite, honestly. It's see the magic, and it is a great stone for healing. And like I said, I got that new one here. I've got earrings on too. It's great for protecting you against psychic vampires as well. And so many other things too. All right, thank you so much. Namaste. The spirit in me recognizes, loves, appreciates, values, and is connected to the spirit in each of you.